Hi, this is Rob and Ali from Rob and Ali Cruise and Travel, sharing with you our passion of all things cruise and travel. What are we doing today, Rob?
Today we are going to do a review of our recent cruise on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. We were on there, it's a little bit different, we were on there over New Year, so we probably had a little bit of different experience to normal, but a lot of the things that remain the same, and we thought we'd share with you our thoughts about some of those whilst we were on there.
What we liked, what we didn't like, what our recommendations are to you. So let's take the first thing is the ship facilities. Okay, so ship facilities. It's a beautiful ship, let's just say. When you go on board the ship, it's a huge ship. I think it'll take about 4,500 to 5,000 passengers. And was it about 1,500 crew?
Yeah, it was pretty full when we were on. I think there were 4,500 passengers on there, so yeah, it was pretty full.
And it was pretty full, so sometimes they're not at full capacity. This was because it was over the New Year period. It's a beautiful ship. Your first impression is when you go inside, it's cool, it's beautiful decor. It's clean and crisp. Nothing looks tired or worn out.
Yeah, and even though it's such a big ship, it's very easy to navigate. I found it was very easy to navigate.
Oh my goodness, yes, some of them you just, after a week you still can't find your way around. This was terribly easy. It felt very homely, even after the first day. You didn't feel like you were getting lost, and it was a bit overwhelming. Yes, very easy to navigate. And it never felt to us like you were surrounded by lots and lots of people. So it was packed, it was busy around the pool. I'm just trying to give you a flavour here. Busy around the pool area. You'd have to grab your lounges and things pretty early in the day, or just keep a lookout anywhere.
It did have the feel of, in parts, like a small shopping mall.
Yes.
Rather than a ship, and that's,
in a good way.
I don't mean to say that in a bad
way.
way. It was in a good way. It's less like the inside of a ship and more like the inside of a shopping mall. But look, we've done a separate video on our top spots, so check that one out. Of our top spots. But we're going to run through now, I guess, just some of the facilities on. So the activities, and I'm talking about the things that you can do on the ship. These are amazing. Seriously, you go to the let's take the Seaplex for example. The Seaplex is a big area. It's like a big, I guess, court, because there are courts on there. They've got basketball courts, and they do activities on there like basketball, obviously, and soccer and everything.
Reminds you of a modern, expensive-looking school gym. That's the best kind of way I can describe it.
With a difference.
Really high ceilings and just a big kind of gym area with table tennis and things off.
On the upper level, yeah, absolutely. There's table tennis. There's big Xboxes, air hockey
areas.
What else? There's some other arcade games. But what I was going to say about the gym with the difference is the fact that this court they converted into a bumper car track. So they have bumper cars on there.
Full size, full size thing.
I don't know, there must be about 20, 30 maybe
it's not for
bumper
toddlers.
cars on there.
We had a go. I was chasing him around on the bumper cars.
Absolutely, and also
caught him. I don't know whether they let me catch him, but I did catch him a lot of times.
But they also converted into a roller skating rink, and they have
laser tag.
They have a big blow up laser tag thing where people.
Again, all the grown-ups join in with the youngsters.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Seaplex, absolutely amazing area. And then just outside of the Seaplex, the outside area, there's a climbing wall. There is the flow rider, which is a big sort of like a wave pool.
It's where the water jets up, as though it's like water slides. So the water comes up, and then you can do you can practice your surfing on it. Either bodyboarding or surfing. Again, you'd think that would be all for kind of the teenagers and stuff. All ages have a go on that. It's kind of quite safe just to have a go, have a laugh.
And this is all included. This is not extra cost. This is all included. And what is at the back though that is, and I'm going to sort of quantify this in a minute. It can be included, but you pay for is I think it's called Ripcord by iFly. and it's where you get suited up. It's a simulated parachute jump, and there is a charge for it. You can book it and charge for it, but on port days it is free, and I think you get about a minute. It goes on offer 4 o'clock the day before. If you are lucky enough to be on the app at 4 o'clock and you manage to get in there, you maybe get a space. But if you want to go on that, certainly don't rely on it. Book it. Just book it and pay the money. It's not. I think it's about 40 something dollars Australian.
You have to book that,
and
even that gets booked up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we missed out on that one. But you get, I think, 3 1-minute sessions for that. Your complimentary sessions are only a minute, and
We'll show footage of you having a go at that.
Maybe. Anyway, we'll see.
So there was also swimming pools. There was the main pool, main family everybody pool. There was the inside family pool. There was a child's splash pool with all the squirty things, you know, that kind of thing. And then there was the solarium at the back, which was for over 16s, where you could just lounge in the water.
We got this wrong again. I think the solarium's at the front.
I can't.
I'm not sure. Front of that. I think we got it wrong when we did the video on the 270 lounge, didn't we? But
you could just lounge in the water, and there's all. Oh, I've just gone down, sunk down. All tropical plants around you, and that's all enclosed. Fantastic. You will not be short of places to sit and find nice places.
That's over 16s only as well.
Yeah.
So you haven't got all the. Not that we're against children, we've got 2 ourselves. But yeah, it's over 16s only is that area, and it's got its own bar and it's got its own waiter service. You can sit in the pool. I sat in the pool, had a cocktail, waiter service. Just looked out at the huge. It's totally enclosed in glass. It is fantastic. That's a beautiful area. The library seemed to be a bit of an add-on. Yeah, it's very odd. It's in a corner on the 2nd floor at the 270 lounge, and it's got no doors or anything on it. You're walking around the upper level of the 270, and you sort of walk through this little area that is the library. It's quite strange.
Sort of all open.
No privacy, no silence. It's just an area. I think it's as if they've gone like, oh my goodness, we've not got a library. Where should we put one?
But if you were looking for a book, they were in German.
All in different languages.
All in different languages, bar English. Yeah. So, yeah, the library was a bit of a downer. Anyway, so facilities were just excellent.
Yeah.
Toilets, I mean, it sounds like a funny thing to say, but there were just toilets everywhere, and they're really, really well maintained. Again, everything was well maintained and fresh.
It was a lovely ship. It was a really nice ship to be on.
Yeah.
Absolutely enjoyed it.
So that was that. So let's go on to the food and the restaurants. So
plenty of choice there. Plenty of choice of included, even without spending any money.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So do you want to mention about the four main dining rooms?
The main dining room is not a main dining room. It's 4 main dining rooms. They have the same menu, but there's 4 separate areas, and they're called Grande, Chic, American Icon, and Silk. Yeah, and they're themed accordingly. The Silk one is has a bit of an Asian feel. The Grande is a bit sort of grandiose. Chic all very. It's a bit Art Deco-y, to be honest with you. I think it's like and then the American Icon is very
slightly different music, completely different decor, and you will get a different vibe. Quite a different vibe from one to the other. One will feel more lively, one will feel more serene. We, of course, tried them all.
The menus
and loved
change.
all of them.
The menus change daily, so unless you're going to eat in 2 on the same night, you wouldn't even know this the same restaurant.
No.
But it's they are very. Now, 2, the Silk and the American Icon are for anytime dining, and the Grande and the
Other one.
Chic. Are for traditional dining, but we fell into that trap. We thought we'd had to go to the one and that was it, but we suddenly found out that we could go to any of them, and there was never a queue, there was never a problem. We just turned up at any of the restaurants and they found us a table, and there was always plenty of room in the dining room. It was a really great experience in the main dining rooms on the Quantum Seas. It really was it was lovely.
So we'll just explain that the traditional dining is where you on cruise ships. Traditionally, it was 2 times.
Late,
so you have an early and a late. So like early about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that, and then the later one about 8 o'clock.
7:30, 8. I can't remember the exact times, but
so that's what we mean. We had actually booked because we always like to have the later one. We don't like the early one. Sometimes that's all you can get is the early one, and then you have to faff around and get your booking moved. So that's what Robert means. So he had booked us in for a particular restaurant for the whole cruise at the same time every day. So that's just the time we like to eat, about 8 o'clock. When we went on there, it just wasn't a problem to go to any of the four, any time. So if we went to see a show early, we just messed around and did whatever we wanted to. We were never on the clock for food at all. No. We just decided, we just winged it every day, and it was never a problem. So nice, no queues. Yeah. It's fabulous. Yeah.
No, they were good, and the Sorrentos for pizzas, they're open till about 1 o'clock. And they're great for lunch. And
oh my God, so popular. Who would think that pizza would be so popular? But
no garlic. It's like
yeah.
They had no garlic, so we couldn't have garlic on our pizzas. The pizzas were lovely. Don't get me wrong, but
couldn't have garlic on pizzas. So that was They've got a minus point there, but plus point because they're all cooked fresh, constantly in the big pizza ovens. Beautiful.
So we've got the Windjammer restaurant now. This was amazing. From the moment we set foot in there, I could not believe it. There are stations. There are all these stations in the centre, and they're all labelled as well. So you've got one which says international foods. You've got I think there are 2 stations gluten free. You've got a desserts. I can't remember what they were, but they were all, and they're duplicated, many of them. So you weren't in big queues. And then there was the burgers and the hot dogs. We could go through them all, but it was an amazing experience. Actually, just flipping back quickly to the main dining rooms, we did not have a meal that did not come out hot. 4,500 people on that ship, and we did not have a meal that did not come out hot. It was fantastic.
We've been on lots and lots of cruises where the stuff just comes out. It's barely warm.
I meant to mention
everything
that before,
was steaming.
But I say that because I was going to say the same about the Windjammer. Even though it's out there on the buffets, all the food is always hot. It's like
I like the layout of the Windjammer. Different cruise ships have obviously different styles of doing it. Some of them are sort of almost in the Luminosa, where it's like in a long corridor of separate sort of areas to eat.
Yes.
So it feels a little bit like you're queuing up down a canteen. The way they had the layout of it was
it's one big open plan area.
It's open plan, but it's beautifully done, so you don't feel that you're in a queue with your plate, having to go from putting one thing out and one thing out over on top. It just didn't have that sort of canteen-y feel at all. Beautifully laid out, very nice and easy to negotiate round. You weren't bumping into each other or anything. And they did actually have a theme, an extra theme every day.
They did. I forgot about that.
Something like Italian or something like that. But
Spanish,
actually,
British,
that was
Italian.
so they did something on the Spanish. So they had all the normal international foods, everything you could possibly wish for, and then they had a paella that was big.
It was
huge, great big, proper paella with everything
did the same
in it. It was
with the Mexican,
wonderful.
though.
Yeah, they did a Mexican.
They did Mexican that was full of chili and tortillas
So on those, so they had a specialty every single day, plus everything else. It was a knockout.
Oh, the food was fantastic. I think the food on the Quantum of the Seas was absolutely first class. Can't complain.
Yeah, we would say it was really good. So still on the included food, there's lots and lots of places to pick up your sort of snacks and lunchtime foods and lighter breakfasts. There's a cafe by the 370 degrees.
270. You can't have 370.
No, you can't. You spin round.
You spin round and then a little bit more. 270 degrees. That cafe is really good.
It's beautiful. It's right by the art gallery, and anyway, so that's a beautiful little cafe. There's one by the Solarium.
The Solarium Bistro. That's like a little buffet style.
Quiet one tucked away. That's you would miss that.
That's a good range actually. It's not a huge range, but it is a good little range if you're in the Solarium and just want to pop in for a quick buffet lunch. Yeah.
And I shouldn't say this, but if you didn't want to be kind of with all the kids and with all the younger people, you wanted a little bit of a quieter place, that is definitely the place to go. That's lovely. Then there was the sort of noodle bar. You had to pay a little bit extra for that, but they did have they're a limited sort of free
They
menu.
did. The free things you could have were, they called them a hot dog, which was really like a little
roll.
mini sausage. It's like a sausage roll, but instead of pastry, it was bread. Anyway, it's like, yeah. And
Oh, the kids love them, and
what were
the guys sitting around the pool with their beers, just one mouthful and down they went. And they also had the chicken, like a little chicken thing on stick.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and some cookies.
they were very popular. What else was? Where else was free? Was that about it?
Included, I think that was
Oh
probably...
no, the cafe. They had the patisserie and
Promenade,
the
yeah,
cafe
yeah.
promenade. That was free.
Cakes and...
fruit.
Well, some. But I think the patisserie you pay for, the cafe promenade.
That's right, Cafe Promenade, you got that included. That had things like lovely fresh sandwiches and cakes and biscuits.
Yeah.
And that was just if you wanted something, just something light.
Look,
Lovely.
there was plenty of options with the included, but they also did have some specialty restaurants as well. What was there? There was Chops Grill, which is a steakhouse. We didn't try Chops Grill.
So we can't really give you an opinion on that. But one of the specialty restaurants that we did try was Wonderland. So what was your opinion on Wonderland?
Wonderland was not what I expected to be. It was. I'm not going to say too much about it, but it wasn't.
Yeah, Wonderland is a sort of a fantasy restaurant where it's supposed to be a little bit like Heston Blumenthal kind of style. So it's smoke and food that's presented to you that looks like one thing, and when you cut into it, it's something else, like a beautiful flower or a mushroom or something like that. It fell very, very short of that. I mean, you said your food was okay. Mine was terrible. Mine was the vegan version that I was told the chef had specially prepared for me. No chef had ever been near that food, I can promise you. You said yours was okay. It was quite pleasant food. It was edible. You can get edible from McDonald's. I mean,
$95 a person. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, the service wasn't great either. Of all the service on the ship, we had fantastic service everywhere. Considering this was as well a specialty dining experience, we didn't like the service at all.
Where the service was really good though, and where we did go was Jamie's Italian. That was good.
Oh, now they were, yes.
Excellent meal in Jamie's Italian, and they couldn't be more helpful in
very
making the
authentic.
food exactly as we wanted
Yeah,
it.
very authentic. Jamie's restaurant as what you would get when I say on land. Yeah, when they're in the big cities. Really, really good selection of food. The way this restaurant works is it was a set price, but you weren't restricted to how many courses you had. So essentially, if you wanted to get every starter, which sounds very strange, but it's quite a limited menu because it is all fresh, you could get all the starters and have those as sort of tapas between
Have the meat plank though. Have the meat plank though. Yeah. Actually, we went there for our last night meal, and it's a great choice going last night. It was a really good way to finish off the cruise.
Just
with
work your way
meal.
through the menu, share it. You could have shared a pasta. You could and then just have your own meals. And that's what he said. You could have as many main meals as you wanted. But it's quality. It's real quality stuff. It's really beautiful.
It was really good.
And I guess as an aside, like a little tip, next to Jamie's is a bar called it's a Vintages, which is like it reminds you of kind of a whiskey bar, like an old smoky.
It's a cigar bar.
It is a cigar bar. Actually,
They've
exactly
got
what
a
it looks
humidor
like.
outside,
Yes.
although you can't smoke in there, but you can't smoke,
They just
can't
tempt
smoke
you for
anywhere
all the
inside
cigars.
on the ship. But I think that's what
And
it
that's
was.
exactly what it looks like. And they have, so they've got beautiful places to sit and a great big table that's higher up as well, like this, where you can sit at it. And they serve tapas. And the tapas is what they get from Jamie's restaurant.
Yes, I forgot about that. It is. Yes.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
So that was we enjoyed that. We enjoyed that meal.
Yeah.
Then there is the Japanese restaurant. Really, really really, really busy.
You can do two things there. You can either have an individual, you can pay for individual items, or you can have a set meal.
It is absolutely beautiful quality, top
It
quality,
is.
and really busy. It's hard to get a seat. You have to book in,
Yeah.
and it's worth booking in. However, for us,
Location is sort of, it's in the wrong place.
it's like being in the middle of a busy airport. It's kind of
There is- I
on a
think-
landing.
yeah.
It's almost on a landing.
I think it is. It's on the. It's overlooking
walkway?
It's overlooking the. Well, for want of a better word, the atrium. But there are also in very close proximity. There are 3 bars, music bars. There's Bolero's, the music hall, and the pub. All very close, and they've all got
And piped
and
music.
they've all got music going on, and it's just loud.
There were times we went past and you could hear the 3 separate bars. You could hear karaoke, you could hear the pub singing,
Such a shame.
and you could hear the music hall, the disco kind of stuff next door. And the piped music was just barely squeaking through. And I was like, Japanese food is supposed to be that serene, that relaxing, that you just enjoy those very, very simple, pure flavours. And it's
A cacophony of noise.
no, my sense it was
it was
just
a shame.
sensory overload for
was a
me,
shame.
but it was very, very busy, so other people were not put off by that. That just happened to be
We,
our thing.
yeah, we did it in the pub. We did have a lunch in the pub. That was good, and we thought that was good value as well. To be
Really
honest with you.
surprising
Thought
that-
that was really
yeah.
good value. You pay extra for it, but I had a burger that was a massive burger. It was a double thing. It was it stood about this with some
And I got
chips.
kind of 2 of
And I
the sort of pub snacks.
Yeah, and I think the burger was $8 US, so which is around about 12 Australian when you convert
worth
it.
it,
But
wasn't
it was really good. I thought that was good value.
I have to be honest, we wouldn't normally have even bothered trying for something like going for pub food, because there's so much fabulous food on board the ship. But because we do these videos, we go, oh, let's give it a go so we can do a review on it. And we are so
Fancied the
pleasantly,
burger.
but we're so pleasantly surprised sometimes that we go, actually, we wouldn't have done this, and we're really glad that we give it a go.
Yeah.
So that was a big thumbs up for
It
that
was.
place.
I think that's all the restaurants.
I
isn't
think
it? All the 7
so.
ones
Yeah,
it is, so.
yeah. So then we go on to our. We're looking down because we've got a little list.
Yeah, so it's just really a couple of other things that we want to comment, I suppose, is the entertainment.
Entertainment.
The shows were great. They were varied. There was music and dancing, which were fantastic. They were up there. The quality of any production show, I guess, they were. I don't think there were anything sort of like super special. They were good, but all cruise production shows are good in our mind. They're all enjoyable. It's good music. The singers actually sing. It's not pipe music, and it's and great choreography and dancing. They were entertaining and pleasant to watch.
Yeah.
They were great. There was a comedian. He was really funny.
Yeah, he was good.
But the standout on the Royal Caribbean, and if you go, you have to see this show now. I think it's a different one. I think it's a different one on the different ships, and I can only assume, and from what we've heard, that it's of equal quality. But the one on the Quantum Starwater was out of this world. In that lounge. Now, I just got it. I think we've got it on a separate video, but just to give you an idea, this 270-degree lounge, which has floor to ceiling windows, that screens come down, and it is a full 270-degree projection screen. The dance floors are in different sections that go up and down. There are plant pot areas where singers and dancers come up right in the audience. They come down from the ceiling on the same sort of thing. There are 5 big screens that dance around on robot arms. That's I should come to robot arm, but they dance around on robot. It is. I heard that lounge itself cost $50 million. I have no idea whether that's true or not, and that's probably US dollars as well.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But it was amazing, and the show there was superb.
Yeah,
Do not
that
miss
was
show.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, the quality of the shows was really good. So they had entertainment was sort of everywhere. They had entertainment in the pub with the pub singer, fabulous. They had the music hall that's on 2 levels. So the music hall is sort of, I don't know, it's not like a music hall, but it's on 2 levels with seating, and it's not sort of set seating like a theatre, like a music hall, but there's got a dance floor in the middle, a stage, and then there's kind of relaxed seating round about, and then upstairs. So that has bands on. It has the quizzes in the daytime and things like that. Really, really, it's a lovely venue. That's a really good venue.
Yeah,
Spiral staircase
there,
inside.
Yeah.
The band was just fantastic. They had 2 bands that would play in there.
They were
lots
all good,
of
yeah.
dancing. Played really, really good music. Really good, like sort of soft rock. The ballads, the big hits, the big songs. They did a bit of reggae. Really went down a storm with all different age groups, and everybody sort of danced every night.
Yeah.
There was another bar called I can't remember what was it called. Boleros.
Boleros. Oh, yeah, they had jazz on there.
Boleros. They had really good quality, beautiful jazz. That was always very well attended. It also had karaoke on every night.
Family karaoke. Yeah, we didn't really attend.
Didn't do a lot of,
that.
didn't see a lot
No,
of
we
it.
didn't really go
Sometimes
to
we
it.
watched quite a lot of it because there's nothing else to do. This was quite good if you went passing through, if you had sort of 10 minutes while you were going from one thing to another.
You were never, I guess in short, you were never really short of anything to do with music, quizzes, trivias.
We would just run from one thing to another.
Yeah. There was, just to sum it all up, I guess, there was a good variety of entertainment on that ship, and it was all top quality. Yeah, that was I would say that.
We
Man,
had
that was
a
it.
blast. We had a blast.
We did.
The casino that's great as well.
Yeah. We don't usually go to casinos, but we did. Well, we put a little bit of money, and we didn't lose it all. So we went back another night, and then I think we were up a little bit, and then I don't know. So it kept us going anyway for a few nights.
I think we made $50
We lost it all,
last 3 nights.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, I got bored by the 3rd night and kind of just then started putting the big stakes on. It was like $5 on one number. That was a big stake for me. We'd had sort of not 3 whole nights, but we would go after we'd done everything else, and we'd go to the casino. And it's not intimidating at all. It's just stand and watch other people. You'll see how it works. It's very easy. And people are very friendly that are sitting next to you. Then there's, in the daytime, we haven't even touched on the daytime, so the daytime entertainment, there's lots of the usual things like the quizzes and the napkin folding, and there was belly flop diving or something, things like that going on. They just kind of break the day up. Excellent. I thought that the quizzes that they put extra effort in those kind of quizzes than what I've seen on other cruise ships. A little bit more entertaining.
There were entertaining stuff. The crew, actually, the staff really got into it, didn't they?
Yeah.
They sort of like made it. Excuse me, they made it all entertaining.
Yeah. So I found that those more entertaining as those little breaks during the day
Yeah.
than what we've had on other ships. Cabin, we've given two separate reviews on the cabin. So we do an initial cabin tour when we very first go in, and then after we've kind of lived in our accommodation for a few days, we go back and we revisit it and we tell you what we really think of it.
Check out those. In short, cabin was great.
Yeah. Fresh, spotless,
Yeah.
beautiful.
No, yeah, beautiful. And our cabin attendant, Carlo. Carlo played in the pub, didn't he? But Carlos, so friendly, and we had a chat with him most days.
Very, very attentive. And if I
he's actually on another one of our videos, the Meet the Crew video.
Yeah. If we want something, we ask for it. We don't have any qualms to just say extra towels, extra pillows, extra. If we want ice,
I'm going to try this.
we just
Meet the Crew video.
and see if you can get it in.
I'll put a card up there.
And then we have, what else have we got? Shopping. We didn't really do any shopping. It was a bit
It's
dull,
upmarket, isn't it?
Isn't that awful? We didn't do it because it's too upmarket. It was stale. It was soulless.
There wasn't anybody in the shops.
Nobody would be in there.
But that's not surprising, really, because
Not a price on anything. Who wants to go shopping? None of us are kind of.
and it wasn't. Well, I suppose it was stuff that you could actually guess, but your guess would be this is going to be thousands and thousands or tens of thousands.
You couldn't touch or see anything. It was all everything. The watches, everything was all behind cabinets, glass cabinets. You would have to look at it, ask to get it out, and then collapse at the price. It just made shopping not fun. For me, I couldn't be bothered with all that.
No.
However,
there was a duty-free shop, and the prices didn't look too bad in the duty-free shop.
Not a lot of selection, but it's there.
not a
just
huge
as a
amount.
service.
Yeah. But if you want the essentials shop, and we only found this by accident,
Yes.
it's tucked away at the back of the duty free. You go through the duty free, and the essentials tucked away at the back where you can't see it.
Yeah.
That was a bit strange.
So your headache tablets,
Yeah, you'd find it if you asked
crisps,
for it. You
those
know.
kind of
You went
things,
to
but
guest
even
service
that-
as Nasri, you'd find it, but it wasn't sort of obvious.
Yeah.
But
So as a review, if you like your little snacks, like your crisps and things like that, take them on board,
Yeah.
because there was
Oh,
not in
absolutely.
that specialty shop. You would be left.
But we
wanting-
would say that in any cruise, take your snacks on board because you always pay top
Not
prices.
if there's not enough food, but sometimes it's just those little things that you
just
like
want some
yourself.
chippies or some nuts while you're having your cocktail before you go for your dinner. It's like, no, yeah, take a come on, but you get your own choice. It doesn't eat into your cruise budget, and it's
Our overall impression of the staff everywhere was wonderful, lovely.
yeah.
Now,
Apart from the one lady in Wonderland.
yeah, the one lady in Wonderland, not a fan at all. Guest services, wonderful.
Yeah.
Everything we went up to guest services about, we were dealt with efficiently, politely. All our needs and our queries were met. The main criticisms I would have of the whole ship would be sometimes in the bars there were huge queues, and that did cause a problem with some people who, I'm not saying people, nobody likes queuing. Some people think that they're better at queue jumping than others, and that other people won't notice.
So what I was going to say next, though, is that one of the problems with this ship being so big is the fact that it cannot port in some of the places that the
Yes.
smaller ships can, which means that everybody's got to get off by tender. And if you don't have the facilities of the reef ships that you've got up in North Queensland or that sort of thing, everybody's on the tender boats. It takes a long while to get 4,500 people off and back on this ship.
Yeah.
So much
We were 4 hours.
Yeah, we were at Port Vila. We were ticket number 63. 4 hours after the start of the tender. Fortunately, we've been to Port Vila many times before. We hadn't really got anything too planned, but they do release the tender tickets the day before. This is different than a lot of other cruise lines. Bear that in mind. You can get your tickets the day before. Go and do it if you want to spend maximum time ashore, or if you have a private tour booked. But if you're way down the list, you'll be. We were 4 hours. Anyway, didn't spoil our enjoyment because, like I said, we were there before and we found something else to do anyway. So,
And I was just
because the ship
saying-
has plenty to offer.
It does, and I was saying on a very general note that the ship is sort of so big, and with its modern stabilisers, even when we had a little bit of a choppy weather,
It's a lot more stable than this.
you yes, you didn't feel it at all. Very comfortable ship. So overall, we loved it.
Yes,
Beautiful
fantastic ship.
service, beautiful food, nice, clean, bright areas. Everywhere was quite fresh, fabulous entertainment, and beautiful cabins. We had a ball.
Yeah, that's it. The only
And
disappointment
really
was Wonderland.
lovely
and,
passengers. Yeah, Wonderland.
and the tender process at Port Vila could have been an issue. It wasn't to us, but it could have been.
And then the queues at it was I think in particular was that
270
bar,
Lounge,
the
yeah,
270
270
Lounge.
Lounge,
I think
yeah.
everywhere else I can't remember it really being a problem.
Apart from anything else, bring on the next Quantum of the Seas cruise. We're already looking.
Yes.
If
yes.
you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please hit like. Please subscribe. We are trying to grow our subscriber base, and we really do appreciate everybody's support. Leave us a comment. We will try to respond to every single one of them.
Yes, and please, if we would love to meet you on one of the future
Yeah.
cruises, please come over and say hello.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
We get
Love talking to
all
people.
the information from you. Yeah, and that's what we like to do, is pass it on.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching.
Take
Until the
care.
next time, take care, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.